Yeah, yeah, it
It's
has
been
been a
a
week. It's
week.
been
Yep.
a fucking couple weeks.
Right.
What I always sort of enjoyed about Keith Howard as a state representative, right? If I set aside this entire fucking campaign cycle, which dear Lord, I'm so sick of hearing about. Um, what I liked about Heath was that he was like, no, fuck this. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna be a little bit petulant. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna buck this thing a little bit. And maybe maybe that impulse that he had is exactly what caused the clash. Like the slow degradation of of communications and friendship and camaraderie that existed between him and his own caucus. Like, to me, that actually makes a lot more sense. Not that he's some sort of transphobe. I mean, his legislative record would demonstrate that he's not a transphobe. You know what I mean? Like that's like I don't know. To me, it doesn't make sense um why one would consistently vote in favor of trans rights, but be a transphobe. I just that doesn't track for me,
Yeah. And
right? Like logically
culturally,
speaking, that doesn't.
it's a really easy thing to do right now with the Trump and the Republicans in power at the moment. So it'd
Right.
be nothing to just throw that out there.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's really low hanging fruit, right? Like especially in New Hampshire where you have like a whole like dude, I Jonah Wheeler, fantastic example. Dude fucking like just made a terrible choice. And I watched I went to the listening session. It was Jonah and apparently Out Hill was there. And the LGB coalition, which is a specifically lesbian, gay, bi, but trans exclusionary coalition, shipped people in from
Oof.
not just like surrounding states, but literally from across the country. They shipped people in, they took seats, and I had to watch. I'm not saying you said that he's a transphobe or that he did transphobic things. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, Alice. I know that you didn't say that, and I definitely want to be like
No, definitely
I
speaking more generally.
I know that you didn't say that. I'm seeing other people say that.
Yeah.
I have seen that messaging exist in circles outside of this. So like I'm not trying to ascribe what other people are saying to you. That's a problem I have in general.
Yeah, for sure.
Um like yeah, and I've even said that to people. I'm like you were clear that you didn't tell people they should necessarily stop supporting Heath or that you thought less of them for supporting Heath or whatever, right? Like I did I never once have I said that. And again, like I appreciate that you showed up to the stream tonight. Like having you in the chat has been incredibly invaluable because we have so much more information this time around than we would have had in previous iterations, right? We're not just talking out of our asses.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's no, there's a lot of really like gnarly discourse occurring right now. You know what I mean? Like and it just like it bums me out because I see the progressive left like tearing itself to fucking shreds. At a moment where like there is national momentum for the progressive left. And what are we doing in New Hampshire? We're goring ourselves over it, right? Like over these little disagreements because the things aren't clear enough for people. You know what I mean? Like, that sketches me out,
Yeah.
a lot. I
Did you?
just want to build Legos.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it, dude. Like, I think, you know, this is why I am like generally very critical of short form media and why I feel utterly vindicated um as as I've seen everything happen over the past few days. Um
Yeah, there's just so much nuance that you can't fit into 3 fucking minutes. Like when you when you're talking about certain subjects and just going on and
Head
being
ass.
like, all right, this is what I believe. This is it. This is it. All right, bye. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
like there's like some things just don't work like that. I feel like.
We got an interesting question here. How does the left move forward in CD1? That is a super interesting question. Um, especially
Especially
when
when there's no
there's like no
polling.
polling. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, Alexis. Even if there was polling, I wouldn't fucking trust it. Look at what just
Right.
happened in fucking Wisconsin and Michigan. Like, and then
Oh yeah, it was like a
beyond
30
that,
plus or something for
yeah,
hung. That was insane. It's like, wait,
yeah.
what?
Um,
Like, oh damn,
right.
landslide. Wait, no.
And like to further drill down on that, I had a conversation at one point with Adam Sexton, and he was like, yeah, we actually, like, WMUR actually had to break with UNH because we didn't agree on the way the polling was being conducted. There were like issues with that. So
Hmm.
like even the pollsters within the state don't trust each other. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's so bad.
Pulls them in
So
way off in our direction. I don't get it. Yeah, no, that's usually that is not the thing. That happens.
yeah. Yeah, it's wild. But like and I think Alice is responding to Alexis here, saying, I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know what the solution is. Um, okay. Let me try and offer something here. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna fucking have any salience for anybody, but I'm gonna try. I think everybody, for the most part, at some point or another, has heard me say that I think the left needs to have thicker skin, but I don't think that everybody understands what I mean when I say that. Um, what I mean when I say that is that I want everybody to consider for a minute the social climate of the entire country. Okay. I earlier today I reached out to some fellow creator friends that I have for content that I get syndicated out um from other places in the country. And I'm still collecting information from those conversations. But I talked to at least two creators. One's in North Carolina, South Carolina. And the other is in, let me check, double check that. South Carolina. So like Lindsey Graham zone, right? And the other one is in northern Texas. And I was like, hey guys, like I just like really want to know, like, what's your local political climate like? Like what is the left to do where you guys are? You know what I mean? Because it was like I was really like freaking out because I'm like, dude, like I don't even know how to address this. And when I talk to them, they're like, yeah, it's like deep red here. It's like really deep red. And you've got a lot of Christian evangelicals who've never known anything otherwise, right? And I was thinking about like what it takes to be a leftist in those places, right? Like the amount of like uphill battle that those folks have to face, the amount of like racism, bigotry, and like whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
and talk about South Carolina, like the importance of the black vote down there, right? Like how important the black vote is to the Democrats. And it's still a red state. Well, like what do you do with that? Right? We in New Hampshire actually have the voters. We have the progressive left to work with. And we spend a lot of time, as Brandon LeMay said, focusing on the 10% that we disagree on. We don't
Hmm.
spend a whole lot of time focusing on the 90% that we do agree on. And I think our inability to have difficult conversations, very difficult conversations that connect the material, direct realities that we experience here on the ground level every single fucking day. Our inability to connect those to the broader philosophical traditions of politics, right? Like long term shit, like deep theory stuff, things that like precede fucking Marx versus Mises or whatever, right? Like you got to go way, way back to actually do this shit and understand this shit. And I think a lot of folks probably tuned into politics around 2020 because we had a fucking pandemic and
Yeah.
everybody was locked in their houses and the whole world was going fucking insane.
Me.
And like that was the moment that everybody like suddenly became conscious of like, wow, this is all super messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those people missed that entire period of time during 2016 when Hillary Clinton came out and was like, and her campaign came out and they were like, look at these Bernie bros, they're misogynists.
Yeah.
They're awful sexists, right? And she went to Harlem and talked about how all of this talk about taxing billionaires, right? It's really ignoring the identity issues that are experienced by the Black community and the gay and lesbian community, the trans community, is the women.
But the
And
billionaires are the
that
job creators.
right. And that was the moment. That right there was the moment that identity politics became a thing. Because breaking up the banks won't cure racism.
Like, oh well, and let's
um,
just give it up.
right. And that's not wrong, right? Like it's not incorrect to say that breaking up the banks won't cure racism. That's true. Um, but it's not the whole story, right? It's not the entirety of it. I tell people, you want to serve the trans community, you really want to take a top line issue that serves the trans community best right now. It's fucking Medicare for all.
Yep.
Straight up. Straight up. If you actually want trans people to have adequate healthcare, right? Be able to go to a doctor, right? To be able to get the medication that they need in order to live a dignified life. You go for Medicare for all. You don't keep shoving them into a private healthcare system, right? If you want to rectify institutional racism, you want to begin to rectify institutional racism, you abolish redlining, you abolish gerrymandering.
Yeah.
Like, if you want better democratic representation, you want to give power back to these marginalized communities, many of which center on urban areas, right? You abolish the electoral college, you abolish the Senate, right? These are top line, really, really big sweeping motions that need to occur. And a lot of them will be sort of contained within a class argument, right? Like a lot of them get reduced to being like class reductionism, right? Like it would be very easy for somebody to say that what I'm saying right now is being very class reductionist. In reality, I think about it much more from the lens of like, I want the best for everybody. And I don't
Yeah.
think it's even
Well,
remotely possible for us to address any of these other issues without addressing these much bigger class-based issues first.
yeah.
The analogy that I would say is like you have one foot that represents class, and then you have another foot that represents identity, right? And you have to step and alternate, right? You cannot just sashay your way through the fucking world,
Well, yeah,
right?
and universal
Because
programs are always likely to
right,
be more popular because it's for everyone, not just like it's like
exactly,
when you do things like means testing, that just completely puts people off because it's like, oh well, I'm not fucking that low on the economic spectrum, so fuck it, I don't care about that. Like
right.
I can
And at
afford
the
it,
end of the
so
day, yeah, at the end of the day, right? Everybody's got to work. Basically everybody. And if you don't, if you literally physically cannot work, then there is a very high likelihood that you need to rely on somebody who does work, right? So work is the great equalizer. We all need to exist within this system of capitalism, right? So you correct a lot of issues by just addressing class-based problems first in the interests of the working class. It's just true. And if the working class has more money in their pocket, the economy is much better, right? Like you identify these things that are like ubiquitous needs, and you know, things that are naturally going to become monopolies anyways, because the nature of, you know, like the incentive of a business is to consolidate as it grows and to buy out its competitors, so that like the natural tendency is for them to become monopolistic anyways, right? And it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
well,
a
if it's going to become
fiduciary
a monopoly,
responsibility.
yeah, if it's going to become a monopoly, then why not just have that monopoly be owned and controlled by the public,
Yeah.
right? I'm not saying you abolish all markets, right? Like I don't want fucking state issue video games. That sucks, right? Like that would be ass.
Yeah.
I really really appreciate the competition that exists, uh you know, in the production of something like video games,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like I
called a mixed
think
economy, and it's
um
something we already have right now, and so many people don't fucking realize that. Like, Social Security is socialism. Like, that is a social, like, policy that helps
it-
everyone universally that we all pay into. And there is also markets like that. It's not like one or the other. That's what Fox News is trying to like slam down in people's heads. It's like, well, if you know, if you elect these people, then they're going to bring communism, and just all markets will just disappear overnight. And it's like, that's not
right,
at all what we're saying. It's not what anyone wants. Like,
right. Ooh,
ooh, getting
I just
spicy
want
in
to
the comments
pause for
here.
a second here. Yeah, Alice Wade just said something that I think is really interesting. I'm not going to retract any part of my statement, as I stand by that. Wouldn't ask it to. If it will help the progressive community move forward, I'm willing to publicly say that I don't believe Heath is transphobic. That's interesting. That's interesting. Stuff like that I think would help.